Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, hanging out with all these nerds.
Dave the Nerdarch.
Nerdarchy's Ted.
And we got intern Kyle off to the side doing his intern thing.
You.
He's not in scary Joker makeup today.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Nerdarchy, we got some cool things going on this week. We got some cool things coming up this coming week. Just there's all kinds of stuff going on.
As always, the links for those things are down below.
For the things that happened anyway.
For the things that happen.
We don't have any links for the future.
Well, I mean, they have a whole problem with wizards and mucking with time, and I tried to do that.
It's one of the laws, right?
Yeah.
Is it 13 laws?
Is it 13? I think it was 7.
It might be 7. I don't remember.
And there's a little asterisk down at the bottom of those laws if you get caught.
Maybe
you can mess with time, just don't make it obvious.
Well, I feel like I don't know, just don't mess with time, or someone's going to cut your head off. On the plus side, they only have a limited number of silver swords. They can't make anymore.
That's true.
So there's always that.
And if you guys are totally lost, we're talking Justified.
Yeah, maybe.
Get unlost by reading Justified.
Yeah. Or maybe we're just talking about another nerdy hobby we have that we've never revealed. We're secretly all wizards, and sometimes we may or may not cut off heads with silver swords.
So how's the chat there? Anyone say that they can't see us, hear us? Or...
No, we're all good.
It's going over there splendidly.
So the Ethernet cable.
Did anybody happen to catch that David Harbour interview? What'd you guys think of that? That was pretty cool, I thought. I still need someone to pinch me because I can't believe we actually got him on. That was crazy. But yeah. So Matt Mercer has left me no choice but to go out and find real celebrities.
So that was a pretty cool interview.
He was a lot of fun to talk to, and I got to talk to him a little bit beforehand. I was just that's the first time before a live chat that I actually felt a little nervous and butterflies beforehand.
Like DMing for a new group.
Yeah. I was like joking with I was joking with one of my buddies yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I'm hanging out with movie stars now, and me and Chris Perkins are like best friends on Twitter. I think I might be dating Satine Phoenix now because we're Twitter friends. I don't know.
I think that was just a dream that happened last night, Dave.
It might have been. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe that things are really taking off with the Nerdarchy, and doing the live chats is a lot of fun. We had a lot of great guests on this past week, and we've got more coming up.
So let's dive into that list. So last week we had on Monday was Lex Skywalker of Skywalker Studios.
Yes, he's a podcaster.
Right. So Web DM on Tuesdays. On Tuesday.
Every Tuesdays, Web DM. Guys, how do you feel about that? I know, Pruitt, I know you work for a living, but can you just sneak off every Tuesday?
Wednesday was Brian Berg of TPK Games, and I thought that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was cool to nerd out with.
Thursday was the Angry GM, and that was some heated conversations.
Yeah, what did Ted say to me? He says, I was glad I wasn't on that one. I wanted to punch that guy in the face. Angry has that effect on people. He really does.
I probably would have lost any argument I got into.
Yeah, he's way smarter than you.
I was like, all right, I'm glad I chose not to go that route.
He's smarter than me too. Actually, Angry's a really smart guy. I think he used to be an accountant before we went straight to being angry professionally. But
and then of course, as Dave has already said, Thursday night we also had David Harbour or Sheriff Hopper from Stranger Things.
Yes.
And then Friday was the Open Legends session 0.5 with the staff writers, myself.
Yeah, and I want to thank everyone that came on last week and did the live chat with us. It was awesome. We really appreciate it. Obviously, the live chats would not be nearly as much fun if we didn't have these people coming on and talking with us and basically just getting nerdy and having a good time. So that stuff is great. I hope you guys are enjoying the live chats as much as I'm enjoying doing them. Thursday was a huge day for me because, that was, Angry GM came on, which he's got a great website. He does write really good, thought-provoking articles. You may not care for his style, but I think the guy is really smart. David Harbour was on, and then, the same day, Chris Perkins followed us on Twitter, so that was kind of a big deal, I thought. And I'm working on getting somebody from the Wizards team to come on and do the live chats with us. I've emailed them. I can now connect it with Chris on Twitter, so I can at least try and Twitter message him, because you can't Twitter message someone unless you're connected to them, unless they follow you back.
Yeah.
so I can try messaging them. But what generally happens when you do that stuff, they're like, we have a department for that. You have to go through there. But I'll break the rules anyway. I'm kind of like that, and see what we can't do. Next week we have our lineup as well.
Right. So Monday is going to be Chris from Nord Games. Tuesday is Wayne from Dungeon Crate, as also he has a podcast and it's called Lords of Adventure. Wednesday is Cody from Taking 20.
Yeah, Taking 20. He's another
cool.
YouTuber, cool guy.
Thursday is going to be Will from Encounter Roleplay, and Friday is tentatively the first game of our Open Legend with Dave running, and then myself and some staff writers and some players.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if
And Professor Bill.
And
Well, Professor Bill is a staff writer.
yeah,
That's right. I'm sorry. He's got
more aliases.
He's got the superhero alias thing to the nth degree.
He's got
like the man with 10 names.
He's got Will and Da Bill and
he's got.
University.
Well, see, like the thing is with him, he's got like an alias on Facebook. He's got Comic Book University. He is one of our staff writers, and like he's lived in Asbury Park. He's lived over in Saudi Arabia. He lives in Canada now. There's something going. He might be like a secret agent or something. I'm not entirely sure.
So speaking of Facebook, Cody from Taking 20, is he the one that made the Facebook group for the?
He is.
Yes,
he
okay.
is. But they probably have no idea what you're talking about because they're not. Most of them aren't YouTubers. Totally
No.
irrelevant.
If there are any YouTubers watching, there's a school Facebook group.
Yeah, Cody, he's got this group together where it's basically for content creators, for us to hang out and share ideas, collaborate with each other and stuff like that. So it's really cool, but it really is only if you happen to be a content creator. There's Twitch streamers, podcasters, YouTubers, probably bloggers in there as well. They're all over the place. So Encounter Roleplay, he's got a Will from Encounter Roleplay. He's got a YouTube channel and he's got he's also does Twitch as well.
Okay.
And I first became aware of those guys. Bless you. Bless you. Via Brian Feaster and the Open Legend system. They've played like a ton of games over there of that system. So,
Awesome.
yes. He's a really good DM. I was typing furiously. Actually, he's not a very good typist. Did you guys know that Intern Canada is not a good typist? He's like, hunt and pecks really fast.
Yeah, I've learned to hunt and peck very fast over the years. I actually never learned the official hand positioning. I'm gonna have to learn that.
Well, laptop is definitely different than
What's that?
the regular keyboard. It's the standard keyboard, so it gets me kind of cramped and funky.
Well, it is a little squished, but you know what? After you use it for a while, I get used to it. I go back to a regular computer. I'm like,
There's so much space.
so, no.
No,
No, he's got the skills, man.
I do know. I know where the keys are. I'm just not very fast or very good at it. Actually, I'm so bad at it. It does look like hunting and pecking, or either that, or I'm typing with one hand and my other hand is on the mouse.
Okay.
So upcoming games.
We have my game coming up.
Well, we have your game tonight for the regular game, and then the fan game is later this month.
Yes. So tonight we have the quote unquote micro celebrity game going on, and then next Friday we should have the Open Legend game. Then that Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, we should be doing the fan game. And I think a bunch of people emailed me back. I have to double check on that, make sure I'm good for my players. So I'm always so busy with doing the Nerdarchy stuff, trying to schedule guests for the live chat. It seems like constantly nonstop. I try and get up at like 5:45 in the morning, and then I don't know. At some point, I get pulled away from the computer forcefully.
Yeah, I think you should just stop doing the Tai Chi thing so you can focus more on Nerdarchy.
Then my body falls apart.
Yeah,
And
Tai Chi is helping him focus.
Yeah. That's like 1 or 2 days a week.
Well, think about that time frame that you could be doing Nerdarchy.
Right, but if I die 5 years sooner,
5 years is a lot of time lost to Nerdarchy.
yeah, it is.
Mm.
So you're not thinking about it properly. What you need to do is less time with your family, a little more time on yourself, so you can devote more time to Nerdarchy.
Bam.
Your priorities are all screwed up, Ted.
Damn, I'm just not being selfish enough.
Right. You can listen. If you miss a chance and opportunity with these kids, you can have more. It's not a big deal.
It's going to require some fixing surgeries.
Oh. Cloning. We can just clone them. We'll just have like a rack of Ted's new kids.
There's
See,
always doppelgangers.
You got problems. I got solutions.
You usually do.
Yeah. Also, guys, if you have any suggestions that aren't Matt Mercer, Mike Merles, or Chris Perkins for live chat guests, I'll be glad to hear them. I am trying to reach out to people like Jim Butcher and Ari Salvatore. Again, they're also kind of hard to get to.
If any of you happen to somehow have connections to any of those people or to anyone you're suggesting, help us.
Or right, or if you and like 10 of your closest friends want to all tweet at them, and Nerdarchy, that might help too. Raised our awareness that we exist a little bit.
Come on, with the amount of coverage or publicity that we brought to Jim Butcher and Ari Salvatore, I mean, shouldn't they give us the hour?
Maybe they're like, be gone, peons. Well, speaking of being places and doing things, you're going to be someplace coming up.
Indeed. I think it's 2 weeks, if I do my math correctly, is the Steampunk World's Fair. I think it's in Piscataway, New Jersey. If you happen to be going, you can reach out to me, nerdarchy@gmail.com, and let me know. Unfortunately, due to some scheduling affairs, I won't be there till Saturday afternoon. So don't go hunting for me Friday night or Saturday morning.
Once again, he is shirking his Nerdarchy duties for his children.
Wait,
and
so
their
are you
immortal
gonna-
souls.
Is it just going to be me and Dave on the live chat? That
Yes.
I will be literally going right from church Saturday morning
Yes.
to the convention.
I don't like this equation. Who's Dave going to be equivalent now? All right. Okay.
Kyle's like,
My apprehension it's been dealt with.
Kyle's like, I'm not going to be there either. we can flip it. We can flip it around, Nate. This is what we'll do. On the week that Ted's not there, you can make fun of me.
Okay, and it'll be recorded for you. You
So
can enjoy it.
there you go. Yeah. So Piscataway, Edison, that area is all kind of close together over there somewheres.
You can go to steampunkworldsfair.com, I believe, or you can just Google Steampunk World's Fair.
It'll come up.
It'll come up, guarantee you. Been there for the last 6 years or something along those lines.
Yeah, still hasn't left. He's still there right now.
I go to it each year. It's a lot of fun. But as always, whenever I go to those kind of conventions, I do have a small giveaway, so you can find me, grab me, have a conversation, give you a thing.
He prefers if you tackle him to the ground,
No,
like the dog Astro.
Absolutely not. My steampunk costume has a really expensive hat, and I hate to see that messed up.
Preserve the hat at all costs when you tackle him to the ground.
One of you asks to see the hat, and the other one, the hat is off.
Yeah, and then like 5 of them tackle you.
So you're going to be at the Steampunk World Fair. Dave, where are you going to be at?
I will be at Origins, and me and staff writer Doug will actually be at Origins, and we will be at Gen Con. Although we may be sharing a car in Gen Con and like sleeping in it. So that's always a possibility too.
So Dave is actually putting out the petition for if you are going to Gen Con and you'd like a Nerdarchist to sleep on your floor,
Yeah,
contact
we
us.
can make this happen. And as a bonus, we can throw in a staff writer.
I mean, I might be hiding in your suitcase. So
Oh.
you never know.
That's a big rolling case.
I'm actually picturing like Yoda from Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back and a backpack. Kyle Yoda.
It's okay. I'm going to show you how to levitate some rocks. It'll be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Problem is you won't have any clothes to wear or gaming stuff because I'll throw that all out.
Oh yeah.
Because he's just combined himself.
Oh, and by the way, if you definitely give us floor space, I will definitely run a game for you. I can definitely make that. I'd probably do that anyway, but it's an extra bonus. Oh, damn it. Yeah. And we'll come with our own complete con smells. So extra bonus. But I'm excited because I haven't been to Origins or Gen Con before. I haven't really been to a lot of conventions. So this could be a lot of fun. And I was able to score press passes, so I don't have to actually do with real work. I just got to go there and maybe take some pictures and shoot some video and stuff like that. Well,
you're going to do that stuff anyway.
I was going to do that stuff.
I mean, he's going specifically to do these things.
Yeah. Well, actually, I feel like I'm going to have to do less of it, too, because I have Doug with me, so he'll actually write the articles on the website. And it's better if he does it anyway, guys, because if I write it, it'll look like a kindergarten got a hold of our website. The website has been so much better since we stopped writing on it.
Since we've all stopped writing.
Well, Nate writes pretty good, but the rest of us, Ryan can write too, but he was always torn between, doing the visual stuff and writing on the website. So he didn't get that much chance to write on it. But me and Ted, we got plenty of chances to write on it. Unfortunately for you guys, it's like so bad.
Well, I actually had somebody who was looking for doing Sariel races for 5th edition. It was a conversation that was going off on one of the 5th edition groups. So I'm like, well, here. And I shared him the Nerdarchy link to when I did those races. And he's like, oh, this is awesome. Exactly what I'm looking for.
Very brave, very brave. You're lucky it was Facebook though, right?
Yeah.
You're lucky it wasn't Reddit. They would have destroyed you.
Wow.
They would have came in with samurai swords and red markers. I don't know. I've been traumatized by Reddit.
Would it be samurai sword sized red markers? And they just
It might be. Just cut
Special
it up.
equipment.
Yeah, it's ugly. It gets ugly over there. I got a lot of respect for anyone who hangs over there on Reddit. Maybe I've only met the mean people. I don't know.
So have we reached the time that we should call out to them?
For roll call?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I don't know how long we've been going.
Let's do it anyway.
Let's do it. All right.
Imagine that it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah, that's true. Once you say it, and then we start talking, and then like things catch up. They'll start doing the roll call. Then we'll start talking about something. Then we'll start jumping into the conversation. Then we'll read the roll call, which will then reinstigate the roll call again.
Oh no, they're doing it.
It's a vicious cycle.
So while we're waiting,
paradox.
While we're waiting for you guys to sound off where you're from, some of you may or may not have noticed this wonderful glass here on the.
We gotta wipe that shit.
I didn't know Vanna White did that.
Oh. That was a Steve Tyndall Vanna White combination.
Isn't it more like
Valkyrie Vanna White?
So it's a acid etched glass with Nerdarchy Ted on it. Met somebody on Facebook who happens to do this kind of thing. Down in the description below, there is a link to his eBay store with the glasses if you want to get one for yourself, and he will put your name on it. I think it's awesome. I'm happy to have it. I'm sharing it so that if any of you guys out there want it as well.
Woohoo! Also, you might notice we are once again pimping our armorclass10.com shirts, which is one of our new sponsors, and there's a link for them in the description as well. You can go check out their site for cool gamer shirts.
armorclass10.com, right?
Armorclass10.com. Correct.
Indeed.
Not to be confused with
Armor Class 10.
No, just not to be confused with.
Just don't confuse it with anything.
That's armorclass10.com.
Yeah. So they chiming in with the roll call?
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead, Kyle. Do your job.
Doug Viavek from Cleveland, Hal Deacon from Maine, Adam Foisey, Kansas City, Daniel from Norway, Jason from Orange County, Golden King, Georgia, Fragginator, Washington, Megan from Ohio, Enigma, Finland, Scott, Arkansas, Arkansas, as it's probably pronounced.
There you go. There you go. Doing it right.
Now I'm part of Nerdarchy. Paul Jamal, Pittsburgh, Chad, Utah, Kevin, Indiana. I'm sorry, Firehand. I cannot pronounce that. Keokuk, Iowa. Sure. Keith from New Jersey. Sure, why not? We'll go with that. Jacob from Utah. Whole bunch of other stuff. Level 8 Wordsmith from the UK, where it's surprisingly not dark and dingy, believe it or not.
So we got UK and Norway. Everything else has been stateside?
No, there was another one in there. Was it Denmark? Finland?
I did say Finland.
Yeah, it was a Finland. Yeah, unless we get some... I don't feel complete until we have those Scandinavian countries. I don't know why. It just makes me feel better. I think they start making them up after a while just to make me feel better. They're like, he's going to go on about it.
Didn't the bill once say it was like from outer space or something like that?
He always says someplace weird. Yeah, he might say Rochester, New York, because he's wearing an X-Man shirt, or...
My favorite was Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok. He said that one. There's been a couple of them. We're like, dude, we know you're from Asbury Park, New Jersey. Yeah. Chirp.
Yeah.
So how many people do we have watching the live chat?
2.
Hopefully more than that. Currently, it says 42 watching.
42. 50 people with nothing better to do on a Saturday afternoon. Nice.
It's kind of rainy and wow here. So.
Well, yeah, it is here. I know my back was killing me today, guys. I couldn't move. It's like, oh my God, is it supposed to storm? I was like, yeah. feel it.
Maybe Kyle will walk on the back.
What's yeah.
He weighs less than your kids, so it's.
He does. He probably does weigh less than my kids. Especially the boy. The boy weighs as much as I do almost. That would be bone crunching time.
Oh, come on. It's only a couple 100 pounds.
He is almost two. Well, he lost some weight, so he's probably only like around $180.
But he's putting on muscle.
Well, that's true. So, but either way, they're not walking on my back. I'm sure the girl is kind of sadistic. She probably would want to walk on my back.
Yeah, but she might jump.
Yeah.
Like stomp on crunch.
Oh, God. Don't have kids, guys. Don't do it.
Kids are awesome.
Especially my kids. Like you go out to dinner. Oh my God, it's hard. It's brutal. Like it's been a long time. I don't think we can go out to dinner without dropping like $120.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter wants seafood. This boy's like steak and ribs. Yeah, they eat grown-up food.
Take them to McDonald's.
You can
They
have
get a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Hamburger and fries.
Well, that's just it. They don't want that. They don't want fast food either. They want real food.
Yeah, my
Got
son
pregame.
is starting to edge out of the child-sized portions.
Yeah, it happens. You know, especially if you want them to grow and not be diminutive all their lives.
Yeah, my kids just eat 7 times a day or whatever. They're like, we want a snack. Okay, here's an apple. We want a snack. All
It's a
right,
tree
it's
bark.
lunchtime.
Actually, Nate's
Let's go
lying.
shoot some trees.
He does his wild foraging and natural foraging, so he just takes them outside and
Hey,
then they just eat things in the yard.
the chickweed's rocking out on my property. I just got outside and picked some.
I don't even know what that is. All I know if
It's this
growing
little
in-
green
kind of
plant.
Yeah,
It has little tiny flowers on it.
Yeah, no, thank you. I can't get it in a grocery store. I don't think I should eat it.
Well, it's just too good to be in a grocery store. It's actually pretty good. It tastes better than spinach and it doesn't have oxalic acid in it. So
So we, how many people have we lost on this chickweed conversation?
They're
we
probably
should be gaining people on this
chickweed.
conversation.
They're all about the chickweed.
My kids have been waiting to go to Batso to hunt mushrooms. They're ready to rock.
Oh my God! I just picture them now with the war paint on. They're ready to stalk through the woods.
Yeah.
With the little
Stalking the
wildlife
mushrooms.
this big.
Yeah.
Get some clippers.
Let's go.
Little scythe.
Now I'm getting hungry. I started this like new diet thing. It's called intermittent fasting. So it's like I have this 8-hour window that I can eat in, and then you 16 hours you just don't eat.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
So now I'm getting hungry.
It's not too bad if you do it till like through your sleeping. You can do that, right?
Yeah. Part of it is
Yeah.
definitely through. Yeah, unless you're
Well, you know, some people just take naps for sleep. Just like sleep for an hour or two, get up, do stuff, eat something, go back.
You have to be part cat to make it all. You know, you're sleeping. You have to be a tabaxi, where you sleep. 16 to 20 hours a day. You're actually having to wake up to eat. Now I do like 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock. I eat, and then fast through the rest of it.
So that's gonna be a challenge for you tonight.
No, it's not.
No?
No, then we got to order the pizza early so I can. Well, that's the cool thing about it, though. You eat whatever you want, but I mean, obviously, you put good stuff in, you're gonna get better results. But you eat whatever you want. It's just that as long as you do the fasting part of it. I don't know. This is week 1. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I prefer the slowing. Just eat more and you get slower.
Yeah. What about gaming? Is anybody gaming tonight? I wonder if that's going on. What about you, Kyle? You doing any gaming?
Not tonight, at least not with my home groups. Sunday is my game, so tomorrow. Yeah, definitely prepping.
Oh, he's gaming tonight, so you're gonna play with me.
That is true.
Yeah, tonight's the full table, though. I think everyone's supposed to be here.
I'll just be on
Oh,
the
you know,
table.
Ryan?
It's cool.
Yeah. What's that?
Ryan's gonna be there.
Yes, Nerdarchy Ryan will be making an appearance for the game with his Dragonborn Falcor and his manservant, Victus Bloodfang.
What are we saying? It's got a manservant? Oh, that's right. The other player character.
Yeah, tonight I'm not doing D&D. I'm playing Space Engineers.
Is that a video game?
Yes, and I found it was really cool. I found a derelict ship, so I'm still editing that video and putting it up. But
You found the derelict ship.
Yeah. her mint condition just doesn't have any people in it or anything.
Can you capture and take it with you?
Yeah. Just put a stamp on it, say it's yours, and fly it away.
That's kind of the mentality I have for my Star Wars character for my Krasinski's game.
Finding derelict ships and taking them with you?
Yep.
Is there just a bunch of them out there?
Well,
what happened to the people?
I was super excited because I didn't even know you could find one in this game. It was like a complete surprise. I was like, what is this?
every space battle, like the people flee after the battle's over. There's got to be debris all over the place. Well, you can go in and you can.
Yeah, that's debris. We're talking about a full ship here that you can fly. He said you can fly it away.
Well,
That's a big deal.
It was empty of resources. I think someone might have come along and took everything out of it. They took everything that wasn't bolted down.
Are you saying they siphoned the gas tank?
There was no uranium in the reactors.
I can see that would be a problem.
Yeah.
By the way, Nate does gameplays for video games over on a different channel. What is the name of that
Video
channel?
gameplay by Nerdarchy, I think it's called.
Yeah, so you can go over there and you haven't been doing any live ones though, right?
No, I think my computer, something's either my graphic card is not up, something's going on. It's just kind of a little stuttery. So to keep the quality up, I've been just doing, recording, editing, and then putting them up.
Okay, what games are you playing?
I'm currently playing Mech Warrior, Planet Nomads, Space Engineers, and I'm going to be playing some Sword Coast Adventures and Sword Coast Legends, I think it's called, and Tides of Numenera, the Torment Tides of Numenera. So that's,
Okay.
those are both like.
Is there more than one kind of Numenera?
Well, it's Torment. It's Torment similar to the Planescape Torment,
Right.
but it's done in the style of Numenera.
Right.
So it's all their like rules system and stuff.
As well as the world.
Yeah. Which is, I think, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's on my list to play.
I haven't
Not the
read
video game, the actual table.
I haven't read the books on it, so
Yeah.
it's like a discovery thing as well. So it's pretty neat that way.
There is Shannon Germain put out one novel so far, Poison Eater, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a cool premise. It's like the ninth world, 1 billion years in the future or whatever on Earth. Pretty neat.
Well, yeah, it's all like based on like all these different ages and everything's built upon everything.
Yeah.
So it's very, very science fantasy, where basically instead of magic, everything is old technology that is advanced technology, but they're like refining it.
I got some information on the ninth world behind this.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Bam.
Ninth world bestiary.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool concept. So playing the game is cool because it's Torment, which is like the old. I love that Planescape game. It was fantastic.
Yes.
And so it's kind of that done in the style of Numenera.
But I don't know what the style of that is. So.
Well, I mean, like the game system.
Uh-huh.
So like attacks and skill checks.
Oh, so
and
it works the
everything.
same way.
It works similarly.
So what you're saying is the Torment connection. There's actually a connection. It's not just
yeah,
they didn't just reuse the name.
Yeah, there's a connection, and basically it's Planescape Torment done in Numenera style, like
In
with
the world.
Numenera rules and Numenera world.
Because
So it's a premise that that Torment had from the old game Torment Planescape.
the D&D rules are way different than
Yeah,
Numenera
yes.
rules. Because the GM doesn't roll that dice. It's a D20, but then the system is based off of a 1 through 10 with your difficulty class, and the numbers are all kind of ratcheted down. And then also Numenera is also you have pools of resources that you expend.
Mhm.
Does that have that mechanic in the video
Yeah, the
game?
resource expenditure. Yeah,
Okay, cool,
where if you like want to make something easy, you just spend more.
interesting.
Yeah.
But it's a video game, and I don't do video games. The reason I don't do video games is because that means I will have to just swear off all the other things in life.
Yeah. When Dave does video games, he just does video games.
Yeah, that's it. There will be nothing else. It'll be like, can you bring me food here?
What is your
Can I get a chamber pot?
what is your
Pizza delivery. Can you come to the basement, please?
What
No,
is your-
no, I won't murder you. I'll give you a good tip.
what is your record for the most number of League of Legends games in a single go?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably not that impressive, to be honest with you. One of the reasons I like League of Legends was you could actually play that game, play 1 or 2 games of it or whatever, and then walk away and do other things. No, other games that are a real problem are like StarCraft or World of Warcraft, things like that, where it's like there's no definitive endpoints. You just keep going and going and going.
Right.
Because that's what I would do. What did I dabble with? City of Heroes a little bit. I don't think that's supported anymore though.
No, it's not. I was really excited. I saw the Statesman. I think his name is. There's this like MXM, and I signed up for the beta, and then I looked at it. And I was like, oh, it's more of like Dota or is League of Legends top
Dota.
down?
Yeah, that's Dota. Or
Okay.
was anyway.
Yeah,
unless
so
they
it's
changed
similar. I feel like it's similar to Dota, but it's with the superheroes from City of Heroes. And City of
Okay.
Villains. And I was when I saw the Statesman, I was like, are they doing City of Heroes again, just different? But no, it's like a little too different for me. I don't
What is it? Is it like League of Legends where you build teams and then you just fight?
You're like a two. It's your two. You could be two different heroes, I think, and then there's like teams of 5 is what they're doing.
That's exactly what League of Legends is.
Okay.
Teams of 3 or teams of 5.
So it's with that storyline, I think, and with some of the properties that belong to, I think it's NPCs. So I don't know. I'm not like super up on the who owns what and what, but I was interested in it when I thought it was going to be like City of Heroes, but it's not.
Bait and switch.
It's not as cool.
They hit you with the bait and switch. You're like,
for me anyway, because I wanted a City of Heroes kind of style thing.
Yeah.
Or like if they had like more of an RPG kind of City of Heroes, that would be really cool. But that's the game I was looking for, and that I don't think that's the game that's there. So that's just
Yeah, they took away the RPG
I
and
was
put it
kind of
more of a
bummed,
MOBA.
but it looked neat. And
Oh yeah, it turned Kyle's like a video game expert.
It's my job, literally.
Yeah, although I do hate, I hate that first person view because I always just end up in a corner stuck. 20 minutes going spinning around.
Well, I like why I don't play this game.
The thing I like about City of Heroes, I believe you could do third person perspective, like over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Because it was a targeting system. You would just shoot at whatever you were locked onto. So.
Yeah, I do get a little better with practice, but again, the same thing with those games. Again, they just suck away hours at a time.
Yeah. 3 hours, 4 hours go by.
Yeah. The calendar starts rolling through. And you're like, what happened? I don't know.
I would have to like set alarms, be like, okay, I can only play for so long.
Yeah, and then you're like killing the alarms and you keep playing.
Yeah, like I'm almost through this race.
Yeah. I'm almost to the next level. I'll just a little bit more, and then 3 days go by. That is the problem. That is the problem. So now I just do tabletop games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have spent like 2 hours looking through a book like this before, and time just flies. But I'm like, I am reading, so it's all right.
And the problem is with the solution with tabletop games is eventually one of your players is gonna be like, dude, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
We had to do to you the last game. I'm like, wow, Ted's not even yawning or anything. He's not tired at all. I'm like,
he must have ate his Wheaties this morning or something.
Everyone else is tired. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's just amusing. He's like, yeah, is this a good place to stop? And I'm like, oh yeah, we could do a bio break or whatever have you, get something to eat. And like, it's 1 o'clock. Can we go home?
Stop until the next time we're gonna meet?
Can we please leave, Ted? Ted has us locked in his basement.
It was a really good session. I was really happy with it. But yeah, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I think everyone else was dragging except Ted.
I'm just like, I don't know.
He was on.
I was there. I was having a grand old time. Happens.
Of course, the next one's gonna be without Scott, right?
Yes.
I'd rather just not play until he's back.
Why? You just want to see what he's going to do next?
Yeah. That's part of the entertainment of the evening.
Scott,
It's Scott.
what is Asen going to do?
Yeah,
is he going to remove another body part?
Yeah, the eyeless seer. Is he gonna?
I think I still have to put that game up yet. I don't know if that one's up yet or not.
Oh, okay.
I did not put any games up this weekend. Next weekend, gameplays for sure.
Dave had too many exciting guests on this week.
Also next week, the Sisterhood of the Scarlet Sisterhood will be back. We're back on a regular time with that. With doing the David Harbour interview at night, I didn't want to do the 2 things at night during the week.
Well,
I also
the 3 because you're in Timmy's game.
Well, yeah, I also play in Timmy's game at night as well.
There were people lamenting that it was not. So they were like, "Did I miss it? Where is it?"
Yeah. No, I saw that. And thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. So much so that you're checking in and you missed it when it was gone. So
yeah.
But we needed I needed a break from that evening. So, and then I think Sam had something going on, so she wasn't going to be able to make it. So I was like, all right, we'll take this week off. We'll hit it back next week at normal time, normal schedule.
So, are there any actual questions in the chat yet, there, Kyle?
Us, we're always having our own conversation over
they
here.
just do their own thing.
However, Ty Johnson did say toward the beginning of the stream, he wants to know who's going to be playing you guys in the upcoming Nerdarchy movie.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan is going to play me if he's still alive. He might not be alive anymore.
We'll dig him up.
And then wait a minute. I think Weird Al Yankovic should play Ted.
I'll only allow that if I actually get to meet him. Other than that,
You won't allow it otherwise.
You won't, yeah. We're going to sell the rights to Ted.
oh, geez.
Right from out under him.
that is a total goal to meet right now. I've seen him in concert
I've
twice.
seen him in concert. It's a good performance.
It's fantastic performance.
We'll have to get him on live chat.
The costume changes are crazy.
Does he play D&D? That's the question.
I don't know.
He's probably sung about it, right? He's got to.
I don't think there's any. There's
White
White
and Nerdy. That
Yeah.
that
But
kind of like
he talks
covers
about everything.
that's
in
like the
that one,
umbrella for nerdy stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's got a couple of like different nerdy songs that are kind of like that. But no dating. Wah, wah, wah. Get on it now. Come on, dude. It's a thing now. Does he even do anything anymore, though?
He's not releasing CDs. He's releasing straight to digital.
Okay.
It
It makes sense. Why would you bother with a CD? What is that? What is that? Like, your kids probably don't even know what that is.
Hula Hat, I think was the last. Last CD.
Was it Alpocalypse?
Oh, Apocalypse. Yeah.
I think it was the latest one. I don't know. I've got them all. There's a new box set that he's working on that's going to have the previously unreleased stuff. That's going to be a special, but the accordion box set is out of my price range.
Dun, dun, dun. Just make it happen, dude. It probably costs way less than Conan. He's like, it's out of my price range. What is it, like only $500? Conan was like $5,000.
No. You said every time you mention it's going to go up. $5,000 is what you said last time.
All right, $10,000. I don't remember what I said last time. I don't know what I said when I say it. I was supposed to remember last time.
Well, you said every time you said it, it's going to be more. So.
I still remember. I used to check out the one with, I think it's I Love Rocky Road on it. I had the big record of it, and the amount of stuff in that picture. The one with the crazy messy room.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah. Crazy, stupid amount of stuff in that one. Yeah.
One of his older albums.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are so old.
I'm a hardcore fan.
CD.
I got vinyls, man.
I don't do vinyls.
Well, I still own them.
You have something to play them on
Somewhere. Yeah.
somewhere. I just look at them.
Hey, there's huge collector markets for the vinyl stuff.
There is. So also this week coming up, we're going to be doing another flip through. I don't know if you guys like those or not when we do them. But Paizo had sent us Beastry number 6 for Pathfinder.
I looked through it. The artwork is awesome. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, well, I'm probably going to steal this and put this in our games or our world.
Yeah. Part of me wishes Paizo would make some 5e books just because they make awesome books. Like, they're thick, the art's good. Like, they just put them together. They put them together really well.
Right.
It's just the crunchiness of the system that's meh to me. What are you going to do? But we're going to do that flip through, and then that book will go probably in our pile of giveaways. So one of you guys will get to own it.
Sometime later.
Sometime in the
After
future.
Ted and I have looked through it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't even come. I saw it. It doesn't even come out until May. So I was like, oh wow, they sent us early. We didn't ask for it. They just sent it. I guess because we did the Starfinder James Sutter interview.
Oh yeah, we gotta
which he was cool to talk to as well.
keep us posted about Starfinder. That looks really cool.
Yeah, well, we're talking about having some of the other writers come on, or art people come on from Paizo to talk about it. Like, maybe once every couple months until it releases.
Is it in August?
Yeah, in August. Owen was one of the guys he was talking about wanting to have on, and I forget who else he said. I mean, like there's a bunch of people over there, but I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool, definitely. And I like the art for Starfinder. It looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be a really cool game. I want to check it out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I just thought again, it's
the engine.
It's the engine, yeah. And so, but then again, at the same time, like I'm not really that into crunch anymore. But sometimes I'll play the Star Wars game, which is really crunchy. But I guess just because it gets a pass for being Star Wars, I don't know. Well, that's funny too. Like Crazy Scott is like, I don't want crunch, I want light games, blah blah blah. But like he seems to really still like the narrative dice system, which is super crunchy. Like, and they've got as many books as Pathfinder. So if you're gonna pick a bone with Paizo and Pathfinder, then like Fantasy Flight Games and Star Wars, you should probably have the same bone to pick with them as well.
I think it's more he has a love of
Star Wars
platform. So I think D&D, cool to look to read stuff on. Fantasy Flight Games, mini game, great. Fate, Cypher, all that stuff.
Well-
He enjoys reading the different books. So.
Oh yeah, he absolutely
And
does.
then it's Star Wars.
But he's got this weird thing now. It's like it should be a core book and that's it. Like you should never put out another book for that game. It's weird. It's Scott. It's a Scottism. Love him, hate him. He's crazy Scott. So,
And we're gonna miss him in the next game.
where is he going to be? Has he got
His son's graduation.
Oh, I think I'm going to. Oh, the actual graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those-
I'm like, I
those-
think I'm
those-
going to something.
There's a party
Yeah.
for it, but the actual graduation is on the day of the game.
Yeah, at night or someplace else in another state or something. So he's not going to be available.
And
Gotcha.
He's like, oh, my son only graduated from college once.
Yeah.
Again, it's like you. It's like, you got to put,
Priorities. You got to have your priorities. He's got another son. He gets another shot.
So back to Starfinder. I'm not usually into the crunch and all the pluses for Pathfinder, but Starfinder, I feel like the Star Trek nerd in me wants to give it a pass. Like I want the Glyphian crystal warp. I want 20 technical things explaining why something happens, and if they're all giving you pluses and negatives, great.
But here's the thing, right? Starfinder is supposed to be science fantasy, not really science fiction. So that doesn't really jive up, with that. Like we kind of had a little bit of discussion when we did the expanded worlds for Cypher system flip throwing, and Scott brought up a really good point of being, well, they have a hard science fiction section.
Uh-huh.
He's like, how are you going to do that with Cypher? Right, and because we saw it in the lesson, we get there, it's like 2 pages. Because you can't, like, Cypher system is so rules light, you can't do hard science fiction.
Yeah.
Well, there's not, the game just doesn't support it.
Well, I figure, like, if it's anything like Pathfinder, I would think that there'd be a lot of different skills to choose from, a lot of different feats, but I know that the rules aren't exactly the same.
No,
Because they
it's
said
not.
the combat's different, and there's a few other things that are different. So I wonder how separated from Pathfinder Starfinder will be.
That does raise the question. That'll be interesting. Because obviously, like a laser sword should probably still just cut right through plate now. Well, it should probably it's probably like almost not wearing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it might even be worse. Like you're gonna have like molten metal being shoved into your body from the cutting through.
Well, it just gets instantly vaporized, right?
Yeah.
Slagged.
But if you're going to do a Star Trek themed game, Nate, you have to make sure that you've got pipes on your ship that are marked GNDN.
It's very important.
Do you know why?
I do not.
Oh,
I know it shows up on all the ships, but
Yeah, it means
I don't know if you're gonna go deeper or not.
goes nowhere, does nothing.
Nice. I wonder how many people in the chat are like filling in like what that means.
Those would be auxiliary systems,
Yeah.
backups.
Yeah,
Those are important things.
I have
Goes nowhere, does nothing.
I have far more Star Wars nerd than I do Star Trek, but I don't know, I do have some Star Trek nerd in me,
Yeah.
and that is one of the
I'm not
things.
interested in your personal life, Ted. So
Redundancy is something that you need in space. I do that in Space Engineers. I do. If I want one of something, I have 2 of it, because if half my ship gets broken off,
Yeah,
I am screwed. I will die in space.
the goes nowhere, does nothing, and the fact that on the Enterprise there's not a bathroom listed anywhere on the map are the 2 most amusing things about the Enterprise.
They just boom transport that out.
It just gets transported right out.
It's for convenience. You just walk down a hallway. It gets taken care of.
Yeah, see, I would
Squeaky
I would prefer like to say like the human race has evolved to the point where they eat something.
They're all like Kim Il Jung now. They just don't go to the bathroom.
Well, the diet has evolved to a point where everything you consume
Gets used.
gets used, and therefore
There's no
nothing.
bioproduct. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, because they make the fake food.
Although going back to Nate's idea, I mean, like it has to be beamed to somewhere. So I wonder where all that's going.
There's plenty
It
of
gets
room in
converted
space.
to energy and it never gets transported away. Bam, free fuel.
Right into space. Right into the nearest star. So it vaporizes.
Yeah.
It's as if it never was. The things we talk about here on Nerdarchy. So no questions at all, huh?
We got a few things popping through. Let's
Yeah,
see.
Feel free to cut us off.
Yeah,
That's right. It's your
absolutely.
job.
Because remember,
I mean, like, these were-
talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. They were mainly having their own conversation, but I'll horn you guys in on this. It looks like Somebody wanted to know if the gnomes should have their own list of expanded gadgets. I'll see if I can find you ask that while you guys go ahead.
Oh yeah, actually, absolutely. Like the rock gnomes, that actually would be like a cool thing for maybe someone to work on. Is different like useless inventions that the gnomes could make, but a player character could have them in like their inventory instead of just the music box, the wind-up toy, or the fire starter. Would definitely be cool. They don't really do anything. I mean, the most useful one is the fire starter, which you could
What
use.
is it, like a lighter, basically?
Yeah, essentially, yeah, and you could use it to start your campfire instead of.
You mean it's not to invoke that song in your head?
No, not that.
No, not at all.
That's what happens.
It looks like it was Jeremy Nadesky.
Okay. Yes, Jeremy. Actually, that's an excellent idea. They're to come up with some cool things where it's almost like their most useful function should be the equivalent of the most useless cantrip you could think of. Like it's not as good as prestidigitation or thermatology because those do a bunch of different things. This like has one function. That's it. It takes you like a minute or something to make the thing.
So True Strike. That's the most useful cantrip.
Well, yeah, yeah. So it's got to be slightly less useful than that.
I will use that in the game sometime. That will be useful.
Yeah, he's going to use it to totally destroy your end boss. Actually, the Bloodlord, he's going to use it on him, and that's going to be the thing that brings him down.
Yeah. Right after Divine Word all of his minions away.
Yeah,
I'm gonna True Strike max level guiding bolt. Bam. That's what we'll do. Like eat that radiant damage with advantage.
Suck the radiant damage. Suck it hard.
There's not a lot
This
they
guy
can
is
do
really
with attacks for the clerics though.
No.
What is that? Golden Arcana?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty neat system.
Yeah, I didn't care about the system. I just thought it was an awesome menu. I had to have it.
Well, I like the idea that don't they have the app, the companion app that goes along with it, a little stylus. So it runs you through the game while you play the game.
You gotta make up abilities that go with what he's got listed here because they're actually pretty cool. Ravening. I guess ravening hunger, harvest of sorrow, cast down, rampage. Did you?
Rampage just punches you with that siege tower that's got on his arm.
Yeah. Oh, he's pretty sweet.
It's fantastic.
What size is that? Is that gargantuan?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So that makes him as strong as. So when you Goliath and the new UA combined with a barbarian. Because Monday, of course, guys, we're going to do the new UA, which is all skills, and there's just some weird things going on in there.
It's feats based off of skills.
I'm gonna dial that craziness back, and I would say that since it's both one level higher, one size category higher, those just say, one size category higher than what you actually are. So if you're medium, it's large.
You can't take all of them.
You're just large twice, basically, rather than stacking it. It wouldn't necessarily stack.
It's not how it's worded.
The one in the feet is. It says you count as large.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, but the other ones I don't think are.
Yeah, but they want to stack upon each other because you count as large. So then it would be, well, now you're huge. Now you're huge.
Well, no, because the wording is one size larger. That's where the problem is.
Yes,
now, they might have
not
fixed it in Unearthed Arcana,
but it's like the old idea of like the getting a +1 that are the same +1s. They don't go on top of each other.
But that doesn't exist in 5th edition.
Well, yeah, they took all the way away and you have advantage.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The same bonuses don't really exist. So it becomes a non-thing. And also even like with the designers, if you read the different sage advices, they like have different ideas for like if you have multiple expertises. Like, oh, well, I do a tripling. So it's not just nulling. So that's definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to have this more in the UA conversation for Monday.
It's coming up. The fight will happen.
Yes.
We're going to wrestle over this one for sure.
We got a pretty good question down here. Shane Norman wants you to know about your first edition that you guys have played and more details about your first campaigns.
So,
Nate and I both started in 2nd edition.
Yeah, I started in 2nd.
And Dave started in AD&D.
first edition, yep. So more about your first campaigns. Your first campaigns that you guys have told me were like kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
boy.
I've played a number of silly, ridiculous games where it's like, oh, there's no serious plot. There was no actual threat. You could literally do whatever you wanted. I can recall, setting something up on a random afternoon where it's like, oh, well, there's dozens of dragons and someone's walking through the hallway slaughtering them all. And like, what do you do when you're?
I almost remember you guys talking about a lot of like PvP too.
Well, that
ended up happening.
That was a thing in for a friend of ours by the name of Mellish ran an actual serious game where I was like the good guy, our friend Nick was the bad guy, and Nate was kind of the man in the middle who, kept everyone alive. And he worked most of the time for the good side, but when Nick was trying to kill me, Nate was not intervening, and whoever wound up coming out on top, he would bring the other guy back.
Because I needed them both. I mean, there's some things you need an anti-paladin for. Right? You just need it for it.
Sometimes when
you're a drow, Psionicist Mage Cleric, sometimes you just need an anti-paladin.
So I was an Athasian elf from the land of Dark Sun, and I was just pretty much at the end of it, I was just a 20 level fighter. Nate was like a 18, 17 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Cleric Mage Psionicist. There was pretty much nothing as a fighter that I could do to him at that point in time. And then...
Well, you can come in my sleep, baby.
But I don't sleep.
but I trance, so
And then our friend Nick was an Ogre Magi anti-paladin or some nonsense like that. So
sounds legit to me.
I think he got reincarnated at some time.
Well, yeah, that's what made him the Ogre.
That's how he ended up as the Ogre Magi.
So
I don't think that was my fault. I'm pretty sure I resurrected him last time. But anyway, that was a very long time ago. In a basement far, far away.
Yeah, in several basements, because we played at Nick's house, we played at Melch's house. Because he would kind of DM sometimes for just I, sometimes just Nick.
And that was definitely, like, I would say the major plot was this guy was messing around with us all the time. He was like a powerful sorceress cleric. He was a powerful cleric, was like the enemy. It was kind of like, good guy group versus this bad guy in his ingredients. And it was just, we were trying to thwart him and he was always sticking it to us.
Yeah, I only remember that.
And then there was some infighting, which made us not win so much.
Yeah, the only thing I really remember is,
getting beat up by the anti-paladin.
Well, no, it was Nick going invisible and then harm. Like, all right, I'm down to 4 hit points. Or 1d4 hit points.
There you go. 1d4 hit points. Do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
One attack.
My first game was first edition, and I was playing Derek Woodstalker, an elven druid fighter, and then I believe there was another elven cleric mage in the party. Then there was a ranger in the party, and then what was Jefferson's character? Can't remember. There was only 4 of us, and I remember we played that campaign for probably for a couple years. And again, various basements. We actually played out outside on like the front porch a lot of times too. Wherever we could just gather. Like back in those days, your parents would like get out of the house and don't come back until dinner. We'll call you. Or BJ's parents would ring the bell. They had like this giant bell outside, a cow bell. They would ring it, and you knew they had to be home, and if they weren't, they were going to get in trouble and stuff. But yeah, so that campaign. That campaign only went to like, I want to say like, I think I just got the wild shapes. I was like 7th. We probably went to like 7th, 9th level ish, and it was multi-class and in first edition, so it was a lot different the way how that worked. But unfortunately, my first D&D campaign, I'm still kind of sad about it. My DM ended up getting like leukemia and dying by the time he was like 19, and he was always much older than us. And we were real lucky because it was a serious campaign, because even though we were a bunch of jokers, but because the DM was older, more mature, had more experience running games. I got to experience like a different kind of D&D than maybe like you guys did,
right?
Which I was really grateful for.
My first character that we ran with this collective group, that all of this really started with, was a dark dwarf psionicist. Grevin, the beardless one. Low charisma. His beard was burned off. It was all kinds of disfigured. But I loved playing him because as a dark dwarf,
Did you have like a 6 charisma or something?
like that.
It was like ridiculously low, yeah.
He would go invisible. He would
Animal
affinity, which would grow him, pincher claws and a scorpion tail. Then he would giant size to essentially double all the dice of his attacks. So if combat lasted more than 3 rounds, I was most of the time useless.
Yeah. Just hold on. I'm gonna really mess you up. 3 rounds from now.
But whatever would happen, it's be like, all right, I'm getting into position and turning on all my my combat juice, and then I would really destroy things.
Round 4, your ass belongs to me.
Staff Writer Doug wants to know, can we hear Dave give his best Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who tough guy?
Oh, yeah. No, that's Randy Macho Man. Man, I don't even remember. It's been so long. Yeah, I'm afraid I can't, man. I can't channel Hacksaw right now. Not on demand. So much pressure. I would have to actually go back and listen to it because I have not done any wrestling stuff, or watched any wrestling stuff in probably 20 years. I think would have been like my tweens, my teen years.
I remember, around the same time for me, I had a friend who was seriously into wrestling, and if anything was going on a night that wrestling was going, he would only hang out if at that time he was allowed to go watch it, even if it was a rerun.
Yeah,
I was like, man, Rob, seriously.
Yeah,
I never
anything I attempt with wrestling will just come out as Macho Man, no matter what I'm trying to do.
So I never got into it, and I guess because of that kind of stuff, I pushed even further.
It used to be awful in my house. Like Saturdays were the worst for my brother, Jeremy. You've seen him in some of the games because it was like I forget. I think it was wrestling would come on first, and then after that, Kung Fu Theater will come on. And listen, you've been watching wrestling and Kung Fu Theater all day long. As a kid, you're amped up and ready to go.
You're getting a little punchy.
Yeah, you're gonna do some wrestling moves, and you're gonna do some Kung Fu Theater moves. And if you're the younger brother, it does not go well for you. I remember the one time I was like, "Come here, let me show you something," and I pile drived him, right? And I thought, oh my god, I thought I killed him. He hopped up so fast, grabbing his neck and his tailbone at the same time. I was like, oh no, my mom is going to kill me.
Just a little pile drive.
I'm like, shh, no, you don't want to make mom. You don't want to wake mom. You'll be in so much trouble.
So Scott Garibay actually said that he ran a TRPG one-shot with DC Adventure and Marvel Saga of Batman vs. Hulk and Batman
You were
killed
so
Hulk.
wrong. You were so wrong. That was ridiculous. There's no way. I watched your videos. You're absolutely off your cotton picking mind. There's no way that Batman can beat the Hulk, even the way you described it. And I don't even think he could have survived that one shot from the Hulk, to be honest with you.
That was actually his question. He wants to know how you guys think it would have turned
Call
out.
bullshit.
Yeah, the only reason he beat Superman is because Batman has everyone's weakness, and therefore he's gonna have kryptonite.
What's the Hulk's weakness?
Make him not the Hulk. Yeah,
You gotta make him not angry.
yeah. Like Bruce Banner.
Didn't they have like weird rays they shot up with and stuff that
They've tried all kinds of things, but at the end of
disruptors or whatever.
Batman versus the Hulk, it goes down, and it goes down quick.
and even the way he described him getting beaten, they described him being beaten by being drowned and impaled with sharpened fence posts. One, you cannot put that through the Hulk. That won't even pierce his skin. Two, he can hold his breath indefinitely. If he needed to. 3, where are you going to find a metal net that would actually contain the Hulk? And Killer Croc is not driving those spikes through the Hulk at all. The best thing you could do is really make him angry.
I saw that he had those videos up, and I hadn't had a chance.
I watched all 3 of them.
I haven't had a chance to listen to them yet, but I was planning on it.
Yeah. Hey, chat, do me a favor. Give Scott Garibay a hard time for that. Go get him, guys.
Trust me, the chat has been flooding both ways, honestly. He's got some supporters.
I don't really know. I don't have a dog in this race, but
The Scott Garrity supporters are dead to me. Especially as described. Like, if you would have came up with something better, like I don't even know. Like, could you like shove the Hulk into the center of the sun? Maybe that, but probably not. You'd probably like drink it or something.
Let's take a trip to space.
They tried that. They made him mad. He came back and destroyed the world.
Well, he's got to have something to push off.
Like
just put him into the sun.
That was the Illuminati kind of storyline where they sent him off, and he ends up on this gladiator world, takes over just the whole Planet Hulk saga, and then he comes back as Worldbreaker Hulk because he's pissed off because they shoved him onto another planet.
No, put him into the sun. If he can't push off anything, he doesn't have any strength.
Yeah, I'm just not sure the sun would destroy him. Where is Comic Book University in there?
No, he hasn't been.
We need Bill. We need an expert.
I mean, technically, heat is radiation. Hulk, radiation. They're normally best friends. I don't know.
Yeah, they made him with radiation.
What makes you can't destroy you? It's poetic justice.
Or it just makes you stronger.
Or harbor
Oh,
mansion.
God.
I can't believe he's got supporters for that one.
Okay, then shove him in like a magnetar or a quasar or something like that. Eat that, Hulk.
Maybe.
I don't know what those are. They're really terrible things. Like black holes, but different.
I
Like,
know.
kinda like
I know
suns.
one of the whole comic books. He had to face like his dark matter version of himself,
Okay.
which like the whole concept between of the dark matter is that it actually has a more of a right to exist than us because it's more like somehow it's more than the matter here. It's denser.
Okay.
It's everything. Yeah, and he totally gets stomped for a while, but then somehow he wins. I forget how. But I know that was definitely a version. But like Batman, what's he gonna do?
Steve Waterman says that all you need to beat Hulk is Scarlett Johansson. I have the same weakness, by the way.
yeah, that's better
Well,
than
you need, like
Kryptonite.
he could go like tag team with some kind of like mind control person or something like that, right? Psychic attacks.
I think so, but I think the Hulk's actually resistant to mental attacks too. And he's like he also has some kind of awareness, so he can see like astral creatures as well, which is weird. I don't know
No,
why.
I really didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why.
Is he one of the? If I need to do it in this comic book.
No.
I'll
He
do it?
really well, not normally. There's just like he just has a couple weird abilities. Or one is he can see astral things, and the other one is he can always find where he was made. And then after that, everything has to do with his like healing factor, being invulnerable, and you know the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets.
Kyle is giving us the wrap up.
Oh, are we at the time? We didn't get the countdown.
We did.
Oh,
With you sitting there looking this way and that
I
way.
I didn't see
you're
the
not
yeah.
really-
Well, apparently, our intern Kyle, the tyrant, says we cannot talk to you guys anymore.
Yes,
we do
Bob,
have a whole bunch of videos to record
Yes, we do.
and the gameplay. So
We have all that stuff going on. So until next time, guys, stay nerdy.